Something big is coming to West Texas. Bigger than oil, bigger than power, and darker than anything we saw before. The Landman Season 2 trailer just dropped, and it's not just teasing a continuation. It's promising a total shift in everything we thought we knew. Betrayal, legacy, and survival are about to collide in a storm that will change every single character's fate. And at the center of it all stands Tommy Norris, staring into the fire of his own creation when Landman first hit our screens. No one expected the oil fields of Texas to hold stories this explosive. It wasn't just about drilling for black gold. It was about the cost of ambition, the weight of family, and the corruption that seeps into everything when the stakes are this high. But now, with Season 2 on the horizon, the game is completely changing. The trailer opens with chaos, flashing lights, heavy machinery, and the faint echo of a phone call that sounds more like a warning than a conversation. It's Tommy Norris, and his voice carries something new this time: desperation. Tommy has always been the man who could hold it all together. A leader, a fighter, a survivor. But Season 2 is pushing him past his limits. After the shocking death of oil mogul Monty Miller in the Season 1 finale, Tommy's world has become a minefield. His alliances are crumbling, his family is slipping through his fingers, and his past is coming back to haunt him in the form of one man, his father. Played by the legendary Sam Elliott, the elder Norris isn't just a father figure, he's the original Landman. The man who built the empire before Tommy ever set foot on the oil fields. And now he's back, not for a family reunion, but to remind his son that power always comes with a price. The trailer shows just fragments of their reunion. Tommy on the phone, voice cracking slightly as he says, "Pops, I need your help." But that single moment tells us everything. This isn't a man calling his father out of love. It's a man calling for salvation. Because somewhere in that West Texas dust, Tommy has made a deal he can't escape from. And it's not just the company that's on the line. It's his soul. Then there's Cammy Miller, the widow of Monty, and now the new queen of the oil empire. Played by Demi Moore, Cammy's transformation from background figure to ruthless powerhouse is one of the most jaw-dropping shifts the show has ever pulled. In the trailer, she walks into a boardroom full of hardened bankers, looks them dead in the eye, and says, "The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner." That single line is a declaration of war. Cammy isn't just taking her husband's place. She's taking over his enemies, his allies, and anyone foolish enough to stand in her way. But what makes Cammy even more dangerous is her understanding of power. She's not reckless, she's strategic. Every word, every move, every deal she makes feels calculated. And Tommy knows it. You can almost feel the tension between them, the unspoken rivalry that's slowly turning into open hostility. He once said, "She owns the company, but I run it." But that line might not hold true anymore. Because Cammy is no longer content being the owner. She wants to be the ruler. Meanwhile, Angela Norris, Tommy's wife, continues to fight a losing battle of her own, trying to protect what's left of her family while her husband drifts deeper into moral quicksand. The trailer gives us a glimpse of her standing alone in a dark kitchen, her face half lit by the flicker of a TV screen showing oil rigs burning in the distance. It's a haunting image that captures exactly what this season is about. How ambition burns brighter than love, and how even the strongest families can fall apart under pressure. And then there's the wild card, Ainsley, Tommy's daughter. Last season, she was on the edge of the story, the innocent one trying to find her place. But now she's stepping into a much bigger narrative. College hasn't just changed her, it's exposed her to the world her father tried to hide. The one filled with deals made in shadows and names whispered in fear. The trailer hints at her rebellion, her curiosity, and maybe even her danger. Because growing up as a Norris means inheriting not just the fortune, but the curse. The trailer wastes no time reminding us that Landman is not a quiet drama, it's a pressure cooker. And this season, that pressure is reaching its breaking point. Oil fields explode in the background as deals are made in dimly lit rooms. The cartel's shadow looms larger than ever, led by Andy Garcia's enigmatic new character, a man whose smile hides something deadly. We see flashes of his men, of unmarked trucks, and of a single briefcase changing hands. It's all quick, chaotic, and yet perfectly controlled. That's Taylor Sheridan's signature, the slow burn tension that suddenly ignites when you least expect it. By the end of the trailer, one thing is clear. Landman Season 2 isn't just continuing the story. It's rewriting the rules. Tommy is no longer the man holding all the cards. He's caught between Cammy's corporate warfare, his father's looming judgment, and a cartel that wants more than just oil money. The trailer doesn't reveal much, but that's what makes it so powerful. Every frame feels like a warning. Every silence feels like a setup. And somewhere in the middle of it all, Tommy Norris is realizing that maybe, for the first time in his life, he's not the one in control. Because in Season 2, the land isn't just soaked in oil anymore, it's soaked in blood. The storm brewing over West Texas isn't just about business, it's personal. Every secret, every deal, every lie told in the name of survival is finally coming back around, and no one is safe anymore. The trailer teases this in flashes. Tommy staring at a blood-stained ledger, Angela crying alone in her car, Cammy's cold smirk as her men seal another contract. The oil fields were always dangerous, but now they've turned into a battlefield of greed and revenge. Let's start with Tommy. His voice in the trailer is low, tense, and edged with something we've never heard from him before: fear. He's built his life on being unbreakable, the kind of man who could stare down a storm and never flinch. But this time, the storm is inside him. When his father, played by Sam Elliott, returns, the ground under Tommy's feet begins to shift. The man who once raised him with grit and pride now looks at him with quiet disappointment. Their relationship is like dry wood, ready to spark with just one wrong word. The trailer gives us a gut punch moment when his father says, "You built your empire on sand, boy." And that line alone feels like a death sentence. It's clear that Tommy's success came at a cost, one he's tried hard to bury. But his father's presence digs it all back up, every cut corner, every deal with devils, every decision that traded morality for money. And as if that weren't enough, the cartel he made a deal with last season is tightening the noose. Andy Garcia's character appears briefly, but his silence says more than dialogue ever could. He's the kind of man who doesn't make threats, he just keeps promises. One of those promises, as we see hinted in a brief shot, involves a shipment gone wrong, a missing driver, and a warning sent directly to Tommy's doorstep. Cammy, meanwhile, is stepping into her final form. Gone is the grieving widow. This version of her is cold, brilliant, and dangerous. The trailer shows her walking through Monty's old office, touching his desk with a look that's part sadness, part fury. When she turns around, she's already someone else. She's ready to play hardball, and she's not here to share the throne. The way she looks at Tommy tells us everything. She doesn't trust him, and she probably shouldn't. Because both of them know there's not enough power in West Texas for two people like them. Her new alliance with the bankers and investors adds even more tension to the mix. There's a scene, quick but unforgettable, where Cammy stands in front of a boardroom full of men twice her age, all waiting for her to fail. She doesn't. Instead, she delivers a speech about the future of Miller Oil, ending with one line that could define the entire season: "Men dig holes. I build empires." That line is pure fire. It tells us that Cammy isn't just surviving her husband's death. She's rewriting the story, but while the power games rage in the corporate towers, the emotional core of Landman stays right where it belongs, with the Norris family. Angela, played by Ollie Larder, is the emotional heart of the show, and this season, she's breaking. Her marriage to Tommy has been stretched to the edge. The trailer hints at late-night arguments, slammed doors, and the kind of silence that hurts more than words. Yet, Angela isn't weak. She's the one person still trying to keep her family together, even as the world around them falls apart. When she says, "I don't care about the oil, Tommy. I care about what's left of us," you can feel every ounce of her pain. And then there's Ainsley, their daughter. She's miles away at college, but the shadow of her father's empire still follows her. We see her sitting in a lecture hall, distracted, her phone lighting up with messages she doesn't want to read. There's a shot of her looking out a window at a protest, students chanting about climate change, about greed, about the destruction caused by people like her dad. And in that moment, Ainsley starts to question everything: who she is, what her family stands for, and whether the Norris name is something to be proud of or something to escape. The brilliance of Landman lies in how it balances these personal battles with massive stakes. Taylor Sheridan knows how to make every moment feel like a ticking clock. Every conversation could ignite a war. Every handshake could seal a betrayal. And the trailer leans hard into that idea. Tommy's father tells him, "You can't build a future if you're still burying your past." It's a warning, but Tommy doesn't listen. Instead, he doubles down. He meets with the cartel again, tries to make one last deal, one last move to save everything he's built. But this time, it's not about survival, it's about control. And in the world of Landman, control is an illusion to be why the midpoint of the trailer. It's clear. The war between power and morality is about to explode. Cammy's empire is rising, Tommy's control is slipping, and the cartel is closing in. The oil rigs, once symbols of success, now feel like ticking bombs scattered across the desert. The lines between hero and villain are blurring faster than ever. Everyone's fighting for dominance, but no one realizes that the ground beneath them is already cracking, and that's what makes Landman Season 2 so electrifying. It's not just about who wins. It's about who survives long enough to face what they've done. Because in Taylor Sheridan's world, justice doesn't come easy. It comes hard, dirty, and soaked in oil. The deeper we go into Landman Season 2, the clearer it becomes. This isn't just a continuation of a story. It's a reckoning. Every choice Tommy Norris has ever made is circling back, ready to crush him under its weight. The trailer doesn't need to spell it out. It shows it in moments that hit like aftershocks. Tommy's staring at himself in a cracked mirror, his reflection split right down the middle. His father's voice echoing in the background, saying, "You forgot what this land costs, boy." That one line lingers like smoke, because this season is about that cost. About how power, no matter how strong it looks, always takes something with it. The premiere episode seems set to begin right where Season 1 left off. No time jumps, no slow setup. Just pure fallout. Monty Miller's death has created a vacuum, and everyone's rushing to fill it. Cammy is in control, or at least she thinks she is. The trailer hints at her first big public move, a press conference where she declares herself as the new head of the Miller Empire. Cameras flash, reporters shout questions, and behind that confident smile, you can see it, fear. Because even though she's ruthless, she's surrounded by sharks. Some want her power, some want her gone. But Cammy has something they don't: purpose. She isn't doing this for her late husband's legacy. She's doing it for herself. And she's willing to burn the oil fields to prove it. Tommy, on the other hand, looks like a man trying to keep everything from slipping through his fingers. His partnership with Cammy is built on mutual need, not trust, and the cracks are already showing. There's a tense exchange where Tommy says, "You're playing with fire," and Cammy answers with a cold smirk, "Then I guess it's a good thing I don't burn easy." That's the line that sums up their relationship perfectly: dangerous, unpredictable, and destined to explode. But while Tommy's fighting to keep his empire from collapsing, the real danger is coming from the shadows, the cartel. Andy Garcia's character finally steps into the light in the second half of the trailer, and the tension instantly spikes. He's calm, polite, even charming, the kind of villain who doesn't need to raise his voice to make you afraid. When he tells Tommy, "You made a promise. And men like us, we keep promises," the look on Tommy's face says everything. He knows exactly what that means. And then there's his father, the original Landman, the man who built everything from nothing. He's old, but not weak. The trailer shows him standing on a ridge, overlooking the endless oil fields, his hat tilted low. When Tommy approaches him, the silence between them feels heavier than any dialogue could. You can almost hear the years of resentment in that silence. A son who tried to outgrow his father's shadow, and a father who never stopped seeing his son as a boy. When the old man finally speaks, his words cut through everything else. "You think you're fighting for your land, but you're just fighting for yourself. That line isn't just directed at Tommy, it's aimed at everyone. Because that's the heart of Landman. People convincing themselves they're fighting for something bigger, when really, they're just feeding their own hunger for control. Cammy's hunger for power, Tommy's hunger for redemption, the cartel's hunger for dominance, and even Angela's quiet hunger, the hope that somehow the man she fell in love with still exists under all that dirt and greed. The trailer builds toward what looks like a massive confrontation, a meeting in the desert under the glare of burning floodlights. Tommy, Cammy, the cartel, and a few armed men. Everyone's pretending to negotiate, but the tension is unbearable. A gun clicks. Someone says, "This land's soaked in more than oil now." Then the screen cuts to black. It's the perfect Sheridan-style cliffhanger, no answers, just questions that make your pulse race. And in the middle of all this chaos, Ainsley's subplot keeps growing. She's the only one who still has a chance to escape the cycle her family is trapped in. But escape comes with its own price. There's a haunting moment near the end of the trailer. Ainsley sitting in a church, whispering, "How do you forgive someone who doesn't think they need forgiveness?" It's quiet, but powerful. Because that question isn't just hers. It belongs to every character in Landman. By the time the trailer ends, you can feel the shift. Landman Season 2 isn't just about oil, or land, or business. It's about legacy. It's about what happens when the very thing you've built your life around starts to destroy you. Tommy's father represents the past, Cammy represents the ruthless present, and Ainsley might be the uncertain future. And Tommy? He's the man caught in the middle, trying to keep his world from collapsing while knowing deep down it already has. Taylor Sheridan has always been a master of showing strength that hides vulnerability, power that hides pain. And this season looks like his most personal story yet. The world of Landman is harsh, dirty, and unforgiving, but it's real. It's human. Every explosion, every argument, every quiet moment of regret feels earned. This isn't a story about heroes and villains. It's a story about survivors. People who dig their hands into the earth, hoping to pull out something valuable and realizing too late that what they've unearthed isn't oil. It's their own undoing. When November 16th arrives and the first episode of Landman Season 2 finally drops, don't expect calm. Expect fire. Expect betrayal. Expect redemption that comes too late. Because in West Texas, nothing stays buried forever. And this time, the land is ready to take back everything it ever gave.